to Timeless Tales of Persia, where we journey through enchanting stories from Shahnameh. Today, we dive into the tale of Zahhak, a young man whose ambition led to darkness and despair. In a land of Arabs, there lived a generous king named Mairdoss. He cared for his people and shared his riches, ensuring everyone had what they needed. However, his son Zahhak was a different man altogether, ambitious, restless, and easily led astray. Zahhak was brave and ambitious, but his heart was not kind. Known as Bivar Asp, meaning 10,000 horses, he spent his days showing off his wealth rather than serving his people. One morning, Eblis, the master of deceit, appeared to Zahhak with honeyed words.
Why should an old man like your father rule when you are young, brave, and strong? Take the throne. It is your destiny.
No. It is wrong to harm my father. Surely there must be another way.
If you hesitate, you will remain nothing but a subject. But if you trust me, the world will bow at your feet.
Zahhak, blinded by ambition, fell into Eblis' trap. The demon devised a cruel plan to eliminate King Mairdoss. Each morning, King Mairdoss visited his orchard to pray, but this time, Eblis had dug a deadly pit in his path. As the noble king walked in the darkness, he fell into the trap and met his end. With his father gone, Zahhak seized the throne and became king of the Arabs. But Eblis was not finished with him yet. On the other hand, in the land of Persia, King Jamsheed strove to reach even greater heights. With the divine power of his royal fare, he built a throne studded with gems. No-Rooz marked the beginning of spring, the first day of the month of Faradin. For 300 years, under Jamsheed's rule, the world knew no sorrow, no death, and no evil. But pride grew in Jamsheed's heart. He looked upon the world and saw no one as great as himself.
I have brought all the skills and comforts of life to mankind. Your food, your safety, your very lives, these are my gifts. Who dares claim to be my equal? The crown, the throne, the glory, they are mine alone.
Jamsheed's arrogance made him forget God's blessings. His divine far dimmed, and the world began to turn against him. Darkness crept into Persia as rebellion and unrest spread like wildfire. Dissatisfied with their king, they sought a new leader. Their search led them to the land of the Arabs, where they heard of a powerful and fearsome lord, Zahhak, who was said to be unstoppable. Without knowing the darkness in his heart, they hailed him as their new ruler. The Persian envoys approached Zahhak and declared him their king. With a crown placed upon his head, Zahhak quickly assembled armies from both Persia and Arabia, storming Jamsheed's throne with force. The great Jamsheed, once filled with divine glory, fled his kingdom. His light dimmed and his reign ended. With Jamsheed gone, Zahhak's rule began. For 100 years, Jamsheed roamed the earth in hiding, but fate caught up with him. Zahhak's forces found him, and the once great king met a tragic end at Zahhak's hands. When Zahhak became the king of Persia, Eblis disguised himself as a cook, serving Zahhak lavish meals. But with each bite, a curse began to grow.
You are no ordinary cook. What reward do you wish for such skill?
My only wish, great king, is to kiss your shoulders as a sign of loyalty.
Zahhak, unaware of Eblis' true intentions, agreed. But as the demon kissed his shoulders, a dark magic took hold. The cook disappeared, and from Zahhak's shoulders grew 2 black snakes, twisting and hissing with life. In despair, Zahhak tried to cut them off, but they grew back, more fearsome than before. This time Eblis returns, now disguised as a wise doctor.
These snakes cannot be removed, great king. The only way to calm them is to feed them human brains. This will bring you peace.
And so Zahhak, the Serpent King, followed the demon's wicked advice. Thus began a reign of terror as the land of Persia grew dark under his rule. Among Zahhak's captives were Shahnameh and Arnabos, the daughters of Jamsheed. Where before they were honored princesses, they were now forced to become Zahhak's wives in name, to further legitimize his rule, but in reality, they were little more than concubines, slaves who wore silks instead of chains and had a palace with guards instead of a cage with bars.
Bring me 2 men tonight, one noble and one peasant. The snakes must be fed. There is no cure for this curse, except their brains.
But even in the darkness, hope flickered. Amoyel and Jermoyel, noble men with kind hearts, devised a plan to save lives.
We will offer ourselves as cooks. We cannot save them all, but we can rescue some.
Yes, we'll replace the brains with those of sheep and send the survivors to safety in the mountains.
Night after night, they saved lives, sending survivors to the wilderness with livestock and hope. These men became the ancestors of the Kurds, free people who roamed the mountains. One night, Zahhak had a terrifying dream. He saw 3 warriors, led by a young man wielding an ox-headed mace. The young warrior struck him down, bound him, and dragged him to Mount Damavand.
I saw my doom in my dream. A young man will destroy me. What does this mean?
Summon the wise men and astrologers. They may uncover the truth and guide you to safety.
The sages knew the truth, but feared for their lives. At last, Zahhak, the bravest among them, stepped forward.
A boy named Feridun will rise against you. He is not yet born, but he will carry the royal far. When he becomes a man, he will strike you down with his mace and take your throne.
Why would he hate me? What cause does he have?
His father will die at your hands, and you will destroy his sacred wet nurse, the cow Bear Maya. These will fuel his vengeance.
Zahhak collapsed in a faint. Guards carried him out, and Zahhak fled the court in fear. Zahhak issued orders to kill all newborn boy children whose birth took place after his dream. What will happen next? Will the brave warrior rise to challenge Zahhak? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more stories from the Shahnameh. Join us next time in Timeless Tales of Persia to find out how this epic story unfolds.